I just had to question my life decisions only once. Not bad. Hey guys, it's me, Jennifer, and today I'm back in the garage working on the Opel GT to get a few more things done on it. So what I have on today's checklist is putting a new rubber stopper on the oil dipstick, finishing connecting the vent tubing from the gas tank, doing a transmission fluid change, and hopefully installing the new resonator that I got. So let's go ahead and see how all of this goes. All right, so let's go ahead and do the dipstick first. Now you can see that my current rubber stopper is split, but I do have this new one from Opel GT source that I ordered. So I'm just gonna slip that baby on. Ta-da! All right, let's finally finish off the gas tank's vent tubing. I'm just gonna go ahead and connect some rubber hose. I probably should replace the whole line, but I don't have new line available, so I'm just going to do this just for now, and if I need to, I'll replace the whole thing later. But I need to get this connected to this little booger, which I probably didn't leave too much extra down there, but oh well. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and snip this thing right here. And then, how much of this do I need? I don't even know if it fits over this. That's the problem. I might need to like heat this up and stretch it or something. Did I totally forget a hose clamp? I might do that right now while I have this. There we go. Okay, so now that's fixed. All right, let's see how this works. I basically just heated up the rubber hose and slid it over progressively bigger things. So I have like a 3/8 inch drive extension that it's currently on. And now it's cooled off, so hopefully I can pull it off and slip it onto the vent hose. There we go. Okay, that's finally done. All right, now time for one of the worst smells ever. And I'm pretty sure if you're watching this and you've done this, you know what that smell is, and that's gear oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off the transmission pan, put on a new gasket, and fill it up with some new gear oil. Oh, that smells delicious. I'm gonna have this smell in my nose for the next week. I think that was the little ball thing that's supposed to be in there. Okay, so that just took way too long to scrape off, maybe about 95% of the old gasket. I don't know if there was like a sealer on there as well or something, but my arm is tired. But I did get a pretty good surface for mating the new gasket in. And it looks like the transmission itself is in pretty good shape, at least all the gears are. No broken teeth that I can see. So I'm gonna go ahead and degrease the transmission pan to get that cleaned up, clean up these bolts some because they're pretty disgusting too, and then get everything on and fill her up with some new gear oil. All right, so I got the transmission pan and bolts degreased and cleaned up as good as I could get it. Hopefully I don't lose this little spring piece since that's important. And hopefully that part of the installation goes smoothly. Fingers crossed. I can't see. These are already fogged up. Kinda need to be able to see for this part. I think that was successful. I can't see with those stupid goggles on, so don't come after me. That should be good enough for now. All right, let's figure out what size bolt this is for the fill hole. I got 3 sockets to choose from, so there we go. Okay, so I'm just using some 80/90 Valvoline gear oil. What's amazing is I'm pretty sure like the fluid measurements for this thing are less than what they are for Serenity, my 2013 Subaru BRZ, which is also a 4-cylinder. But this thing for the transmission and the rear axle, they take 2.5 pints each. Like, I might as well get a measuring cup out of the cupboard. Okay, so it's the next day. Now it's time to see if I can get the new Resonator on, but first I gotta try to get this old one off. So fingers crossed it's not too horrible with all the rust. So I find it amazing that the Resonator's only held on by this clamp here that's connected to the exhaust pipe, as well as these hooks. There's one on each side on the body, and those have the rubber O-rings attached to the hanger bracket. There's really not much going on there. If you ever need to know, these are 13 millimeters. So hopefully the penetrating fluid that I've had soaking into there pays off. Ugh. And hopefully this hanger is in good enough shape and I don't have to replace it because I don't have a replacement. I probably should have been wearing goggles during that. Can I wrangle this thing off? I could just cut this off. I know somebody was saying that I should save these, but they're so dead. But that's definitely not a clean cut. I guess it kind of broke off in there. With how rusted that is, I don't think there was a way to budge that. So I'm hoping that the new one can fit on totally fine with it being the way it is. I did clean up the edge a little bit. I could probably use a new hanger. This one's pretty rusted. I didn't think about that when I was ordering, so now it's a next time problem. But we're going to go ahead and install this baby. Do I just have it on the wrong way? Am I going crazy? Like, there's not enough thread for both washers. So we're only going to use one washer. That's as good as that's going to get. New rubber things. What is the best way to freaking do this? That's one. Do I have to heat these? Got it, got it. Oh, I just had to question my life decisions only once. Not bad. I think that's as far as that gets to go. Done. That looks so much better than before. And that's it. If you guys like this video and you want to see future progress on the Opel, feel free to like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And if you want to help support the channel, feel free to go to thegearheadgirl.com where you can get access to exclusive content and buy some merch. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.